to you by the North Ward Center.
We are pleased to be joined by our friend John Ballantyne, who is the Executive Secretary Treasurer of Northeast Regional Council of Carpenters. Good to see you, John.
Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for having us.
40,000 members.
40,000
What states?
members. In Delaware, Maryland, Philadelphia, region, New Jersey, and New York.
Now, the Council of Carpenters, I want to be really clear here. It's a union.
That's correct, yes.
Representing all these folks. One of the largest trade unions on the East Coast. You told me right before we got in here, you've been a carpenter for how many years?
35 years. I've been a member of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters.
Before we show this video, Sisters in the Brotherhood, which is very powerful, I'm curious about you. Why and when carpenter?
Why did I join?
Yeah.
I joined because I wanted to be part of an organization that had some of the most highly skilled professional craftsmen. At that time in my life, that was my dream, was to be a carpenter. I wanted to be the very best carpenter I could be. And I had recognized after coming out of a trade school that I could go on into their apprenticeship school. And though I had some skills coming out of the trade school, I knew the only way to be able to enhance them and to capitalize on them was to go to the apprenticeship program within the Carpenters Union at the time.
Is that one of the reasons why you're so committed to helping so many women, minorities, and others who historically have not had those opportunities?
Well, certainly that is a concern. That becoming part of the United Brotherhood of Carpenters was probably the most significant thing I've done in my life. I owe everything that I've accomplished in my life to the Carpenters Union and being a union member and being able to have those skills as a journeyman carpenter. And I feel it's important to be able to share that with other people and to be able to make sure that they have those same opportunities. And we do a lot of minority outreach and outreach to women within the construction industry or women that would like to come into the construction industry.
And don't know how.
And don't know how, you know, and to make sure that they understand that there is a pathway to not just a job, but to a career path, a long-lasting career path.
In fact, that's actually a perfect segue. The goal you told me before we got in the air is to have 10% of the union have women in it, in the field. And this is a clip from a film that is called Sisters in the Brotherhood. Let's take a look.
Sisters in the Brotherhood is a national organization.
Yeah. Hi, Margaret. I'm Shireen.
Shireen. It's a place where women can get support, mentoring.
You're not thinking about your hammer. Just keep looking at it. It's going to go there. I'm telling you, it works.
What does it mean? What's the important thing about being a mentor?
I know that the things I learned the hard way, the women that have come in after me, you can give them a little advice and criticism constructively.
Don't stand there and watch them. Jump in. You know, you're going to level, plumb, square. Level, plumb, square. Okay. So jump in there. Okay. Push them young boys out of the way.
Okay.
That's great stuff. When you see that, what do you feel?
I'm absolutely proud. I mean, every one of those women in that video are pioneers within our industry.
Pioneers.
Certainly, this is a non-traditional employment opportunities that women normally do not take an opportunity to get involved in. I think a lot of that's because they don't know how to. But the women that have come in are pioneers and recognize that to be able to make sure that other women come in and they understand the values of being a union carpenter and the training and the benefits of that and how important that is. They've set up this mentoring program through the Sisters in the Brotherhood.
But Susan, John, your organization is actually reaching out for very young women. High school?
High school. We've had a couple of tours from, I believe, Hackensack High School have come down to our training program and viewed the training program just so that they have an understanding that that's a pathway that they could seek out.
Seeking them out, bringing them in, historically, not the opportunities there. What kind of opportunities are there? I mean, people think they know what carpentry is or being carpenters. It's changed a lot in the last 10, 15, 20 years, right?
Sure, it's changed a tremendous amount. Our training centers can train you from everything from, being a mill cabinet worker to floor laying to interior systems, metal stud framing, framing of homes, framing of commercial buildings, right on out to pile driving, wharf building, marine construction, even just recently down in our Philadelphia Training Center, they just did a piece on commercial divers and them being able to weld underwater.
Well, is technology changing carpentry?
Technology is changing carpenters. Certainly you would see many years ago when I was still out in the field, you were still using a hydro level or a water level, and of course maybe a 4-foot or a 2-foot level. Today you see everybody using lasers on the job site to do any type of leveling or testing of perpendiculars.
Lots of opportunities. The apprenticeship program you mentioned, what is it and who would be eligible for it?
Who would be eligible? You'd have to be 18 years old. Certainly you'd have to have a desire to be a carpenter, and at which point in time we would ask them to take a test, a mathematics test. It's usually on an 8th grade to high school level, and you'd have to get a 70 to pass that test.
What's involved in the apprenticeship training, so people actually understand what it means?
The apprenticeship training it's a 5-year program. It's 1,000 hours over a 5-year period of time, which you will take off time from work to be able to go to the apprenticeship program. But what's the nicest part about it is, as you start to progress through the trades, you're working. Really, to become a good carpenter, you need that practical experience.
And they're actually doing it?
So you're actually out in the field. You're getting an opportunity to apply those skills, and at the same time, you're able to go to school during this program. The curriculum takes you through, if you from being a pre-apprentice or an apprentice right on through to journeyman staff. It's no cost to the individual that's coming in. One of the greatest things about being part of the Carpenters Union is each one of our collective bargaining agreements, our members have agreed to put a portion or a percentage of their pay back into the industry for industry advancement, training, not only just for their apprentices, but also for journeyman upgrading, where they can get advanced skills, or if there's any change in technology that they would like to know about, that they can actually go back to school.
So the more senior people put in the dollars to help those come into it?
All of the union carpenters working out in the field put a portion of their pay or portion of their overall compensation package towards the training
Before I
program.
let you out of here, how much do you love, on a scale from 1 to 10, how much passion do you have for carpentry?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I could put it pretty easily. I joined this organization for life. I became a carpenter. I decided to become a carpenter coming out of 8th grade. I went to a trade school to become a carpenter, and a highly skilled carpenter. I enhanced those skills by going to a union apprenticeship program. But as I like to tell people, is I'm a carpenter by profession. I may put a jacket and tie on to represent carpenters, but I'm a carpenter by trade and profession. I joined this organization for life.
At the core, you're a carpenter.
I'm a carpenter.
You love representing carpenters.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you being with us, but more importantly, doing the work you're doing to help others who historically have not had those opportunities get those opportunities. Thank you, John.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Stay right there. John Ballantyne, Executive Secretary Treasurer, Northeast Regional Council of Carpenters. Well done. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
Brought to you by the Northward Center, Hackensack University Health Network, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, and by Seton Hall University,